Hello everyone and welcome to English with Gilles. My name is Gilles and I'm your new English coach, English mentor or English teacher. So in this new multimedia English course, you will learn the English language and you will have fun. Learning English with Gilles is easy, just like watching television. Now, in every course, you will see some programs led by me, and we are going to talk about subjects like news, sport, education, weather, environment, and so on and so forth. And along with these programs, I'm going to give you some tips and some advice in order to help you to improve your level in English. And we are going to have also some English language lesson, vocabulary and grammar, which will help you to improve your level in English step by step in an enjoyable and stimulating way. So let's get started. Before to move on, I really want to make something very clear. I don't pretend to say that I speak English fluently, naturally, like a native speaker. Not at all. I'm just here to help people who really need to improve their level in English by giving to them some tips and some advice in order to improve their level in English, as I did. And as I said in my introduction, I'm your new English coach or English mentor. I don't like too much the term English teacher because I think I'm not an English teacher just because I don't have a background of an English teacher. Because everything I learn in English, I learn it by myself, by self-study. And I'm here to tell you that if it was possible for me to do that, I'm 100% sure that it's possible for you, yes, you, to speak English fluently, naturally, like a native speaker. And today, I want to share to you a little bit my story about why I decided to become an English coach and how I did to improve my level in English. So, why I decided to become an English coach? The reason is very simple. You know, I met a lot of people, a lot of classmates who knew some years ago how bad I was in English, and some of my friends who always asked me how I did to improve my level in English. And I always told them that everything I learn in English, I learn it by myself, by self-study. So yes, it's possible to come from zero and to have good level in English and able to speak English, able to understand people who speak in English, even if it's a native English speakers. I want to share to you a little bit my story, how I give interest to English, because I think we need this kind of testimony. It can be a good source of motivation for some people. I remember when I was in secondary school, I was very, very bad in English. When I say I was bad, you can't imagine how bad I was, but you can trust on me, I was very, very bad. Meantime, one of my principals between my teachers was my English teacher, and she hated me, of course, because I was so bad in English. And one day, after the first term, she came into our classroom to give us our result after the first term. And she was surprised to see that I was the fourth of the class with 5 average out of 20 in English. It was just incredible, just amazing. And she noticed at this moment that I was a quite good student, except English, because I got some very good averages in other topics. And she called me and she asked me something which changed my life today. She asked me, why are you so bad in English? And I remember that I said, sir, English is too difficult. English is not for me. And she said, I don't think that English is difficult. I don't think that English is difficult than mathematics, chemistry, science. When you need to think, you need to calculate too much. And I also don't think that I'm a bad teacher because your classmates got some very good averages in English. So what's the problem? And she stayed in a moment and asked me something. What do you want to do in your future life? And at this time, as any teenager, I want to become a pilot, as many teenagers at this age. And I say, sir, I want to become a pilot. And she started to laugh. And I say, sir, why are you laughing? My parents told me that if I want to become a pilot, I need to be good in mathematics, chemistry, science, history, geography, things like that. They never told me about English. And she said, your parents are probably right, but they forgot one thing. English is very, very important if you want to become a pilot. Because in this world, every pilot speak English as first language and then the mother tongue. And I was surprised because it was the first time for me to understand something like that. And I started to make some research and I found that my teacher was absolutely right. And I got the point. I find a good reason to learn English. I find a good motivation to learn English. That's what I want to talk to you. Before to start to learn the English language, you need to find a good reason to learn the English language. You need to have a good source of motivation. It's very important before everything. This is why in our next lesson, we are going to talk about the importance of English and why you should learn English. Why English is important for you. And I think if you find a good reason that suits you, the learning English process will be very smooth, very easy. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. Thank you and have a good day.